Yo, welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be talking about Google Dorks. If you don't know what Google Dorks is, it's the art of using specialized words to get specific answers back. And you're probably going, what do you mean? Yes, you can actually use the Google search bar to look for stuff more than just doing something simple like this database, right? That's pretty simple, right? You get pretty simple results, yada yada, right? Instead, let me give you another example. Actually, let me see. Google.com. We're gonna Google Google.com, right? That's funny. But anyway, as you can see here, we're getting these results, right? But you can actually do stuff like this. This is an operator right here. Site, two dots, Google.com. As you can see here, we're getting more specialized results. As you can see here, we're looking at the domains, subdomains, right? So normally what you can do to get subdomains of a target is that you can use specialized tools, right? Like Google Buster, DNS Recon, AMAS, etc., etc. What those tools do is that they communicate with the DNS server, and the DNS server, if it actually validates the list, you actually need a list of subdomain names, and then if it can tie that to the main domain that you're trying to brute force, then it'll return those results to you, right? So I'll give you an example. So let's just say you're going, you want to look for subdomains for NFL.com, right? So it can be football.nfl.com, it can be referees.nfl.com, it can be foul.nfl.com. So those are subdomains, right? And obviously those subdomains could be a target. You know, they could present their own bugs, etc., etc., right? So here I'm using the Google search bar to try to find subdomains without having to use those specialized tools. As you can see here, we can see we're actually getting a lot of results. So families.google.com, let me see, photos.google.com, scholar.google.com, earth.google.com. Honestly, Google is probably one of the most helpful web companies out there. They offer a lot of services. Chrome Remote Desktop, notebookhim.google.com. Again, these are subdomains that you can test for bugs as a bug bounty hunter, in case you don't want to use those other command line tools or another website that'll give you subdomains. You can individually go to these websites, you know. So let's go to the first results. I was seeing some interesting stuff. I've never seen labs before. AI Studio. So these are new technologies, and these are new websites that pro bug bounty hunters will try to find bugs in, right? So looks like it's down, I guess. This one's up though. Labs.google.com. The home for AI experiments at Google. The new AI filmmaking tool that lets you seamlessly create cinematic clips, scenes, and stories with consistent using Google's most advanced AI models, including VO3, Create Flow. So this is for another day, right? I'll let you guys dabble in that stuff. But anyway, this is a specialized, again, Google operator. So let's go over here. Let's go back to our notes. Again, we have more. We have the file type, as you can see, right? It'll return PDFs or docs, which if I'm not mistaken, that's Microsoft Word. And then inurl right here, it's gonna try to find a domain that has admin in its URL, so it will be no different than here. Normally the URL would be here, so it would have admin. I'll give you an example. Admin. So it would be something like that, right? I'm not saying this is going to return anything, but let's try it out. No, I didn't. You see? 404, which means that there's nothing available. So this is a dead end point. But inurl means that it's searching for something with the word admin at the end of its what's that? Root tail or whatever it's called. Whatever you call this site, root folder. So let's go back. So let's try that out. First, let's try this one. Inurl copy. Let's go back. Since we're just going to enter this one specifically, it's going to return admin for any web page that has it in, that has admin in its URL. So let's just try enter. Oh, so there was an admin.google.com, except that it was out in the front, so it was a subdomain instead of it having on the as a endpoint. So it would be here. So this would have worked. Admin / just see what it comes up with. I guess it's down. Let's try it here. Well, anyway, as you can see, here's admin on the Wikipedia side. Let's click on it. As you can see here, like I told you guys, right? So that's where it's showing it, admin. Let's try Merriam-Webster. Again, it's showing the endpoints here. Admin. Normally, every web page works differently, right? So I'm not surprised that we're getting these results, right? So Wikipedia is obviously just like a dictionary, right? Like a reference, a Wikipedia, right? So it's not gonna actually have an admin login. And some web pages actually, that's what they show. They'll show like a login page, and what a lot of like right here, as you can see, right? A lot of bug bounty hunters, what they'll try to do is they'll try to exploit or find bugs within the functionality of this login page, maybe to bypass it, you know, etc., etc. So that's what a lot of bug bounty hunters do when they want to find something specific in a domain. So again, since Google allows people to test their websites for bugs, let's see if we find anything with admin outside of this one on Google. So let's see, there's Google that. So again, I'm using these operators, right? So now I'm looking for admin inside the Google domain. Again, it could be the subdomain, it could be on the front, or it can be somewhere in the endpoint like this, right? It'll show up like this, admin with another one, login, you know, etc., etc., right? So let's keep looking. That result on top didn't work. Let's try this one, workspace. That didn't work, but you see it did have it right here, admin. Again, that's why bug bounty hunters use these specialized parameters, because it actually helped me find that login page where I might have not seen it if I just done this, google.com, right? I'm not getting any kind of admin login page at all, as you can see, right? So this is why Google dorking is super important. So now let's try this file type one. I'll be curious to see what kind of files Google has. So let's try this all over again. Site, Google, and then file type docx. Looks like it doesn't have anything. PDF is a pretty popular format. Okay, here we go, you see? So now we're getting PDF files returned from Google. Again, why this would be useful, I mean, some websites post research information about stuff that might be juicy. They might contain more information about the company itself, what it's working on, maybe the infrastructure, the people work there, etc., etc., right? So let's do this. Let's click on the first one. Read marker complexity bounds. This is actually pretty old, 2008. HKey outsourcing, Geo14. Actually, that's a lot. FSI migration to Google Cloud. Let's click this one. Oh, surprised that doesn't work. Read marker complexity bounds for non-ID processes. Abstract the paper presents the read marker complexity best areas bound for non-ID citizens. Let me see if I find anything juicy here, interesting. 1 second. 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 1 second Oh wow, it definitely does have a lot of research, a lot of algebra, a lot of math stuff I don't understand. Looks like this research paper is specific to something. I don't know what it is. Read mocker complexity bounds for non-ID processes. Let's do this, watch. Let's ask Google what the heck this means. Wait, no, hold on. I like what they answer stuff. Oh, sounds like it's some sort of coding mumbo jumbo. Well, not surprised. I mean, that's what Google is, right? That's all they do. They try to push the technological bounds. But let's try this one. Hold on. ESPN.com. Let's see what kind of PDF files they have. 9 Belmar Park. 8 Keeneland. Come with Breeders' Cup. This is interesting. It seems like all these PDF files are from a long time ago, 2006. This time looks like it's a betting. Paper. Wow, looks like a lot of big money on some of these things. 188,000 on turf. I'm assuming that's the name of the horse. That's interesting. So again, this is why Google Dorking is very great, and why I would recommend you learn the art. And I might actually I might actually go live or make an individual, like of individual a series of videos explaining each one of these and what they do and how they're used. Site target, I just did that. Spreadsheets, presentation will contain internal info, SQL dumps, logs, code, Google Drive. Let's try this one out real quick. Yeah, I might just do a video series on Google Dorking. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what the art itself was and how you can learn this on your own. But I'm actually going to do a video series on it. I'm going to use each section here, section A, section B, section C, and then section D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make a video series on Google Dorking, guys. So, thanks for watching. Again, please hit the like button, subscribe, share if you can. Watch some of my other videos. I got some good knowledge on there. And I feel like you can learn stuff, Alright guys, thank you so much for watching my video. And again, I'm actually going to do a video series on Google Dorking. I believe it deserves it. Again, there's so many sections that I got here on my notes here. And Google Dorking, at the end of the day, is going to require you to go online and find some operators. You know what I mean? Like, this is all something that you're going to have to individually learn on your own. So I know this video was just a quick, how to, but you could definitely try to learn this on your own. But I'm going to make a video series on this and break it down. Alright guys, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.